Hello and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because I've been going through a lot and I want to share some mindset tips that I use and some that in hindsight I wish I used. But first I wanted to say thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. I hit my first super huge milestone at 1,000 subscribers. I am so excited and can't thank you guys enough for being here. I truly put out content every week that I hope helps at least one person in some way. I love sharing so much of myself and my life with you guys, and I know my video from even last year about my arm surgery, it's still getting comments every week, and so I know it's still helping people, and that's all I'm here to do. I went through such a huge personal development journey over the last few years, and I just wanted to share it because I've reduced so many things in my life, so much negativity, so much anxiety that I've always had. My life has transformed completely, and again, that's all I want to share with you guys. So today I'm going to be sharing 5 mindset tips to help you get through big life events. As you guys have seen in the past few videos, we moved from Los Angeles, California to New York over the past few months. We actually got here in December, moved into our new place in January. So it's been about 2 months now in our new place and I've been going through it. If you guys follow me on Instagram, then you guys have seen some of the behind the scenes of how I've been feeling, how I've been adjusting, and it's definitely been a little bit harder than I originally thought it would for a few different reasons. You guys saw I went to Los Angeles last week, and as you guys are actually seeing this now, I'm currently in Florida, and you guys will see that in next week's vlog. So when I do get back to New York, I shared this with Gregory, but I'm like ready to settle down and make this place and make this town feel like home. We are looking to buy a house some point in the next year or so. We just don't know where we want to live yet. So not necessarily like making this town feel like home, but just feeling more comfortable. Like we lived in our last place together for 2.5 years. And when I was thinking through, honestly, last night, I was trying to think through why I don't feel really settled here and why I don't feel like I'm completely embracing living here specifically. I was like, I didn't give myself a chance yet. I've been traveling, like we don't even have a kitchen table and chairs yet. You can see that box right there is to return that table because it was the wrong one and we still don't have chairs. So we haven't really like finished up the move-in process, which we're really planning on doing ASAP. But I haven't given myself enough time. I can't expect myself to feel the way I did in my last place when I lived there for so long and we just got here. So definitely throughout any big transitions, give yourself grace. But my first actual mindset tip is to go into your big life transition or big life event that's going on. Just know it's going to be chaotic. Just accept whatever is going to come. You can tell yourself like, this is going to be such an adventure that I may never have in the future. Again, like moving across the country, that's what we went into it. Like, oh my God, this is gonna be crazy. We actually lived apart for a month before our new place was available for us to move in. So just going into it, knowing that it's going to be an adventure, new things are going to come up, and you may never have to go through again, which is exciting, but also just like letting things unfold as they do. In that sense, it's kind of like enjoying the ride, like a roller coaster ride. Like it's crazy while you're on it, but afterwards you have such an adrenaline rush that you're like, wait, that was fun. So again, like it was a lot of fun. Now we're in definitely like the way tail end of like, all right, we have to put like the final chapter on this book, close it up, close the book and ship it out. Like we have to be done with it soon. We can't like still be in this little like limbo transition period, but definitely go into it, you know, thinking that it's going to be a new fun adventure. Number 2 is to remember your routines that you love to do and continue to do them at any chance you can. So for me, that's my morning routine. I actually have a few videos on my morning routine and it has changed slightly because I've gone into more of a new phase of life of listening to what I need and not having such like a standard routine, like do this for 20 minutes and then this for 20 minutes and then this for 30 minutes. I really let that go a little bit and say like I'm not feeling like working out in the morning, say like I'm really not feeling good or something else, like I'll push that to the afternoon and I'll go for a 2-mile walk. We have a nice big loop around here. We actually live behind an old golf course, and so there's a lot of different like hiking trails. So if I'm like, okay, I'm not like feeling the best this morning, or I'm like super extra tired, I'm like, all right, I'll just go for like my 2-mile walk in the afternoon. So I'm a lot easier on myself in terms of like not being so strict on my schedule, and that's something I've worked on for so long, is not being such a control freak and having everything planned out. That's like one of the biggest things I used to struggle with. Things that are super important that I have to keep in my morning routine is not looking at my phone for at least the first hour when I wake up. When I moved, I was definitely going on Instagram and TikTok in the morning, and I made excuses. I was like, since I'm going through like such a hard time, I'm just gonna allow myself to indulge and be entertained on TikTok and to just like, you know, watch YouTube videos. But again, it's just not great for your brain, your mindset, for anything to wake up and go on social media. It's really, really like, I saw such a difference when I stopped doing that again in the way I felt. Like I was honestly happier. Like there's just something about social media, if you spend too much time on it, negative effects. Not good. So remember your morning routine and continue to do the pieces that make sense for you. For me also, I used to have like more of a night routine. So like making sure I read at night again, instead of being on my phone, cutting out those bad habits, because when you're going through more of a difficult time or a transition, you need those healthy habits to support you, and you don't want to go into those negative habits like being on social media, being on your phone, not caring about your mental health, or even the food that you're eating. That's going to make the whole thing a lot harder. Tip number 3 is to listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. So this kind of goes along like thinking about my morning routine. There are some mornings that I was just so tired, I have let myself sleep in, and usually I'm the kind of person that feels guilty about sleeping in, because I'm like, oh, I'm wasting the day, you know, I'm wasting my few hours of the morning. I really like to focus on personal development, physical exercise, waking up and drinking a whole bunch of water to start off. So if I'm sleeping in, like I try not to feel guilty about it, and that's just something that I'm working through myself as well, is knowing that I have to listen to my body and not to these random things that I put in place, like, okay, I have to wake up at this time. And again, like having that like super strict schedule. Remember to listen to your gut, listen to your body, you know, whatever it's really telling you to do, it's there for a really good reason. But just make sure you also get enough sleep too. So when you're going through a big transition, a lot of emotions come up, and I'll talk about this next, but honestly, when you're processing a lot of emotions and feeling a lot of different feelings, like for me, I was feeling a lot of conflicted feelings. I was sad about leaving LA, but super excited for New York. So honestly, in the beginning, I was crying a lot. Like I didn't know how to feel or grieve or let go like that past life and be so grateful for it. And the person that Los Angeles made me to be in this, I came back to New York like a completely different person than I was when I left over 6 years ago. So I went through a lot of different emotions, and when you're going through that, you have to sleep more. Like you're so run down emotionally that you have to listen to your body. If you don't, like you're gonna end up like sick or even worse, and you're just gonna take more time to heal at the end of the day. So just make sure while you're going through it, it's like feel your feelings. That is my next tip. Number 4, it is to process your emotions. So I felt weird crying in the beginning because this was such a happy time for Gregory, myself, and our family. Such a happy time to come back to New York that I felt like guilty, or I wasn't sure if it was like okay to feel as sad as I was feeling. But I also knew it was like the fear of the unknown, like, will I like it there? Like, how will it be? Like, you know, it was so many things wrapped up in one that you really have to feel your feelings, whatever it is. Make sure you're able to talk to like your parents or brothers and sisters or your partner about also whatever you're going through. If you need a therapist, there are so many online options for therapy right now, which is amazing. But make sure that you're just allowing yourself, even if you don't think it's like the right emotion, like whatever you're feeling is right. You don't have to look at it from the outside perspective and think, is this something that I should be feeling? Whatever is coming up is right for you and needs to come up. So just let it out, let it go. Tip number 5 is to look at the bigger picture. So like look at a higher level. So we're down here, we're going through this big life transition, this big life event. It can feel so stressful, so chaotic. We need to go a few layers above and look at the big picture. Think about previous times that you've been through super big life events and transitions, and remember how you got through them and how your life was better on the other side. So when you're going through something, it can feel like that is like closing in on you. That's the only thing going on right now. You can't think about anything else, but you have to remember that you've gotten through so many things in the past. You're going to get through this one and you're going to thrive at the end of the day. If you guys are going through a big life transition, a big life event as well, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you're moving, share with me where you're moving to. This is like one of the biggest moves of my life. I feel like it's even bigger than moving to LA because I had no like thoughts holding me back. Like from leaving New York, I had one thing on my mind and one thing only, and it was Los Angeles. So this really is like one of the biggest like life transitions that has gone on in my life so far. But I hope this video helped you wherever you guys are. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share with this video with someone who you might think it will help. Don't forget to like this video. I'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a beautiful rest of your day.